Alright, hey guys, so today's set is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. Usually I'll combine two sets to make something new or fix a set or something, but what I have here today is actually Jango Fetts Slave 1. And this was made using a lot of different pieces, but mainly where I got the pieces to make this set from was set number 75283, the Armored Assault Tank, AAT, for fans that know. And then we have, of course, the Boba Fett Slave 1, or Boba Fett Starship, but set number 75312. And I used both of these sets. I have the original set here as well, so you can kind of see the similarities. But essentially from this set right here, the Boba Fett Starship set, you get all of your pieces up here and a lot of the stuff to make the body, a lot of the back pieces, the wings obviously are the same. The green right here is the same on his Starship, so you get all the green pieces from that set, and then the blue ones you get from the Armored Assault Tank. So that's going to be these round ones back here. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of different versions of this, but I wanted to try and make a version that would be easier for most people to create. Obviously the hardest thing in my opinion is gonna be for people to get the yellow pieces that I had used. You can see OG Jango Fett there. This is actually not his body. It's from much older set from the 90s, but I never had a Jango Fett body. I always had like every other piece but the body piece growing up, so still the one I have. You can see he is very old. But yeah, so the hardest thing is probably going to get to the yellow pieces, maybe even the white pieces, if you don't have a lot of white pieces. What I do is I find lots of Lego bags, just bags of old Lego pieces from old sets, and I mainly use those to kind of fill in these pieces here in the yellow, because obviously neither of these sets come with the color white or yellow in them. So you're gonna have to get a little bit creative with your models on that, but I think that it turned out pretty good. You can see that the angle is still there, much like we have on this one. A lot of similarities between these two ships, obviously, but you will have to get very creative in the back here because these pieces are huge. I mean, half of the body is created with 6 pieces. You got these two here, this one here, and then 3 on the other side that are the same. So most of the body is going to take care of itself, but you'll have to get creative with how you put the pieces together. Obviously this isn't 100% accurate. I don't have a lot of this color, navy blue is very hard to find, and I don't have many pieces in that color, so I did what I could adding blue to the bottom, but luckily there is a lot of gray on the bottom, which is why these pieces right here that come with the AAT work great for that, because it transitions from yellow to gray, and then blue would be like these ones down here. But so I don't have those blue, but it works out to make almost perfect model out of, you know, simple sets that you can buy on the shelf. I believe this one is $30 and that one's $40. So, you know, easy sets to get a hold of. And if you have some extra Lego pieces laying around, it shouldn't be too hard for you to create a similar product. But yeah, I just thought that, you know, this is something that a lot of Star Wars fans have wanted for a long time, Jango Fett Starship. But, you know, they just haven't made one since all the way back in the day, and that's a very outdated model. One thing I did take out of this, obviously I took out the stud shooters because those aren't accurate, and on the back there was that handle that comes in with it, but because of how much space these pieces up here take up, it becomes very hard to try and put all the Technic in there because of the Technic pieces you get. So like I said, you'll have to be creative. Maybe you could save the handle, but personally for this model, I don't really think the handle is necessary. it's just not a very heavy model. I mean, you can pick it up by basically any part of it. Both of them you can. They're not fragile in any way, you know. You can make them very sturdy, and you won't have any issues. It's all Technic holding it together. I say that, you know, the OG 20-year anniversary one, it makes a lot of sense for this one to come with a handle on it, because it's so big. I mean, look at it compared to these other two. It's massive. But you know, as far as a smaller ship like one of these, you know, you're not going to have issues picking it up anywhere, so it's not as much of a worry as it was with, you know, something this big where you can, you know, grab right here and then maybe pieces will fall off of it. You know, it's not the strongest because of how, you know, the size and everything. But yeah, I definitely think that this turned out pretty good. I've been working on this for a couple of weeks now, just kind of perfecting the product and trying to get the best thing that I could, come out with the best design that I could. And I think that this is pretty good. And obviously there's a lot of pieces you can substitute in. Like on this one, there's gray pieces over here. You could use that here instead. I just wanted to try and be as accurate as I could to the paint job that they had in Attack of the Clones. And this is very much accurate to the paint job. It's green up here, but then it transitions down into white and gray pieces and, you know, panels that have been replaced, but this was all white at one point and down here and stuff. And then there's a lot of yellow on the ship too. So I think as long as you have some yellow pieces that you can use, you shouldn't have too hard of a time making this look good. Yeah, that's all for today. A little bit on the Slave models that I have. But yeah, if you want a Jango Fett Slave 1 model today, you just have to get crafty with it, you know, make your own thing, because who knows if they'll ever come out with one. Even with the new model that they have of Jango Starship in the game, and, you know, Rise of Skywalker, who knows if they'll come out with one in any good amount of time, you know, maybe a couple of years or something. But for now, I think that this model does really nicely, and I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you.